Hey everyone, it's great to see you again. Today I want to talk to you about another subject related to purpose, but this is called combined purpose. Now many of you may not identify with that immediately, but I promise we'll get there, and by the time we're a quarter of the way into the video, you'll understand exactly what I'm talking about. In a prior video, I talked about the power of purpose and how we all can go about discovering and employing our own unique purpose. And that unique purpose is a combination of the things that we are passionate about and our skills and abilities. And when we combine those things together, we can discover how we can best add value to our sphere of influence to have an impact on our world. And that becomes at least part of the formula in discovering our own unique purpose. But when we have that unique purpose, what happens? Well, that unique purpose translates itself and leads to dreams, hopes, and desires for the future. And eventually those dreams, hopes, and desires that we have get translated into goals, and the goals get boiled down into tasks that we work on in order to see those dreams and hopes and desires achieved. And ultimately, if we've linked everything up properly, in the end, it leads to the achievement of our purpose in life. But let me ask you something. Are you living your life in isolation? You here on this earth all by yourself? I don't know about you, but I'm not the monk sitting on top of the mountain just staring off into space and living in solitude and doing nothing but contemplating life and meditating. Most of us don't live our lives that way. We're not in isolation. We don't live in a vacuum. As human beings, we're relational people. And there are some critical relationships in our lives. There are loving relationships with our spouse, our children, our parents, our siblings, our friends. There are all those loving relationships that we have and that we interact with every single day. And then we have business relationships. Now, some of you are business owners, so you have relationships potentially with partners. You have relationships with employees. And there are others who are watching this video today who are employees. You work for someone else. Well, you have a relationship with other people in your company, and you have relationships with the owners, your employers, your boss. And the thing that we have to realize is that they have a purpose too. They have unique dreams. They have desires. They have hopes for their future. And so how do we go about dealing with that? Because you see, we have the things in life that we want to accomplish, but they do too. And here's how I envision it. I think what happens is that each one of us, if you can envision having this beautifully crafted wood box, and each one of us goes out and we find pictures or objects that represent what our dreams and desires and hopes are in life. And we take those things and we put them in the box. And that box is labeled my dreams, my desires, my hopes. And so now we've got this box, and we carry this box into every single relationship that we have. So let me give you an example. Let's say that you are single. And because I'm a guy, I'm going to say I'm a single guy, and I've got my hopes and my desires and my dreams in this box. And I meet a beautiful young woman, and I really want to be in relationship with her. And we go through the courtship process, we get engaged, we get married. Well, when we get married, she has a box with her dreams, desires, and hopes in it too, doesn't she? And so what happens is that we bring our boxes into the relationship, but because we're now married, my dreams are in a box and her dreams are in the same box, but there's this divider between that keeps those dreams and desires separate. Now, we may have talked about some things initially that we want to achieve in life together, so there may be some of those dreams and desires that we share, but there may be some other things there that we don't necessarily share. As an example, she may want to be a stay-at-home mom. That may be one of her dreams, is to be able to pour herself and invest herself in the life of her children. But I may be in a situation where my dream is I want to be successful in business. I want to have my own company, and I want to be financially successful, and I want to pursue that dream. So what happens when we're in that situation is that we begin to cause some conflict. And as a result of that, what happens is that each one of us now ties a rope to either end of the box, to the handle. She ties a rope to the handle on one end, I tie a rope to a handle on the other end, and we grab our rope and we start pulling. And as we pull, the name of that box changes. It's not anymore dreams, desires, and hopes. It becomes expectations. And you can always tell when that's going on, because when there are conflicts that arise between conflicting expectations, you'll hear conversations go like, "Oh, you don't understand. If you would just..." And that's where the conflict begins. Because she wants to accomplish her things in life and she's pulling on her rope, but that's interfering with my ability to accomplish the things I want in life. And so I'm grabbing on and I'm pulling on my end of the rope, and we've got this back and forth tug of war going on over who has the right to have expectations and what's the impact of my expectations on your expectations, and it goes on and on and on. So what's the solution? Well, the solution is twofold, I think. The first thing is that one of us has got to drop the rope. And I highly encourage you, if you're watching this video and you're having that sort of scenario with your spouse or a significant other in your life, be the bigger person. Drop your rope first. And then the second thing that needs to happen is that you need to wander over to the box and you need to look into the other person's side of the box and say, what's in your box? What is it that is really important to you in life? What is it that you are trying to achieve? And here's the really important question. Once you understand what the person is trying to achieve, say, how can I help you get that? How can I support you in the attainment of your dreams? And you know what? If you'll do that, and it may take a little while, but if you'll do that and do it sincerely and from the heart, and then back it up with action to help the other person, eventually what they'll do is they'll drop their end of the rope and they'll come over and they'll look in your part of the box and say, well, what is it that's really important to you in life? And how can I help you achieve your dreams? And that's when the divider gets pulled out of the box and everything comes together in harmony, where we each have our own unique passions and skills that we're combining to add value to the world that we're in, but we're doing it together and not separately. And the result of that is a win-win situation where we get to enjoy fulfillment and happiness with other people. And we get to enjoy celebrating the rewards in life that come from achieving not just our own unique purposes, but our combined purposes. God bless you. I'll see you next time.